This is What Up Sports, and we're here on another amazing interview, and we'd love to have Trey introduce himself. So go ahead, Trey.
What's up? I'm Trey Leckner from Glacier Peak High School. I play HBack on offense and then some linebacker on defense. Last year, I think I was second team All-State. I'm committed to Washington State University, and that's about it right now.
Awesome. So the first thing I want to start off is why why Washington State? What was the recruitment process like, and what made you want to go there?
It just felt like home over there, and the new staff came in and they made me feel really comfortable, and they made a really good effort to make a connection, not just with me but also with my family. So we've built really strong relationships there, and Coach Dickert's doing amazing there, and he's got a really good culture being built. So
awesome. And then what do you plan on contributing to the team? Do you plan on being a defensive end, and what do you want your role to be at Washington State?
I'm gonna play HBack there, so I think I can contribute in a lot of ways at that position. I'll be blocking a lot, obviously. I'll be catching the ball, obviously, and I'll get a chance to do some running for sure as well.
Being an H-back, that's kind of not a lot of H-backs out there. I mean, there's a couple of them out there. Is there any players that you try to emulate, considering that you play an H-back role?
I wouldn't say there's one specific player I try to emulate, but I watch a lot of football, of course. So I kind of take away things a lot from a lot of different players, and kind of just watching the game and watching a variety of players.
And then you're doing pretty well. You're 15th in the state in touchdowns with 13. And then how do you feel like your offense has set you up for those touchdowns, and how do you capitalize on it?
I have a really great quarterback in Riverlean, and we have a really good system. And with our coaches, they set us up for success every time, and we get good pass pro from our line, good run blocking from our line, so they make the job pretty easy.
Let me ask you about. I mean, you came down to California, you played Rockland High. You guys were dominant, very dominant in the first half until the lights went out.
Yeah.
Kind of a replay of the Super Bowl a couple of years back, but you guys didn't end up on the right side of it. I really wanted to talk about momentum and your feeling, and actually what the discussion was after that, and how you guys learned from that and moved forward, considering that it was a momentum change that really hurt you.
Yeah.
Not any of yours fault, but it changed the game. How did you guys recover? Not recover, because you guys are a solid team. I mean,
yeah.
What was it that you guys learned from that?
When we got into the film on Monday, we actually talked about it, and we said we actually really needed that loss, because without that loss, we don't think we would have been able to fix the things that we needed to fix. We would have kept ignoring them. So with that loss came actually a lot of really good stuff too, and it really didn't matter that much with standings, obviously, with it being an out-of-state game. So I think a lot of good did come from that, but obviously it was definitely frustrating in the moment.
And what was that like going out of state? Because football players, not a lot of them get to do that. Was that your first time? And having to change the scenery, what was that like for you and your team?
Yeah, that was we traveled a little bit for 7-on-7 or whatever, but that was my first time going out and actually going to play some real football in another state, and it was really cool. We all got to experience that as like brothers and stuff, as teammates. So it was really cool to get to do that with my team. And obviously it's huge for it's all about our coaches on that one. They set it up for us, and they obviously spent a lot of time and dealt with a lot of stress to make that happen. So it was a really cool experience for all of us, for sure.
Talking a little more about that camaraderie with your brothers. Actually, I was on your sideline, and I couldn't believe, even as you guys were going through stuff, how clean and supportive you guys were of each other, and how disciplined even your coaches were. Is that set in the tone, like in the spring, or like what is that? How does the coaches really set that tone of really bringing that team together?
We do a lot of leadership stuff with our senior class, especially, and so they have even the people above that graduated before us. They've set the culture up really well for us too. So it's kind of the seniors kind of take over and we lead, and it's the coaches lead really well. We have a really great staff. They all work together really well, so it makes it pretty easy for the seniors to lead.
All right, I kind of got a funny situation that happened there, and I
Mhm.
didn't know if you guys knew about it or not. But on the fan section, 3 high school
Oh yeah.
cheering sections came and joined your cheering section to root against the local Rockland team. What did you guys think about that?
Oh, that was really cool. It really made it feel like a movie. We got a couple of us, the guys, we were getting we were hyping them up and stuff too, and it was really cool because it was that was probably being a bigger student section, more interactive student section, I guess, than back at home too, just because our athletic director would have shut that down really quick. But no, it was really fun. It definitely made it feel like a movie. So it was really fun just getting to interact with them and stuff like that out of state too. It was really cool.
Right on.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the difference of the student sections. That's cool
Mhm.
that you guys had a different experience.
Yeah.
But what was I? So being now a senior,
Mhm.
there was a senior class before you, and what did you guys learn from that senior class? And what are you trying to emulate this year from those guys?
Um. They obviously, like I said, they gave us a lot of experience with leadership and stuff like that, and they were really closely knit. And I think that came with the senior football season. I don't think they were that as closely knit until the senior football season came, and they kind of all wanted to lock in together, and they wanted to go far too. And I think seeing them kind of we lost pretty early in the playoffs last year, and I think seeing them kind of sad after that and stuff really helped lock my class in too. And I think it made it a lot better for us. I think we're going to be able to push a little bit harder.
You know, we usually Davis joins us, but my other co-host Chris, he's here. He's actually sitting in a producer role here, and I want to honor. He asked a lot of questions. He's got a favorite set of questions that he asks, and I want to honor him by asking you this.
Mhm.
And there are 3 questions, so they just come in succession, and just kind of answer it the best you can. The first one, and it's obviously pertaining to football.
Yep.
But let's start with the first one is, what do you do well?
Playmake. I think my playmaking ability is really good.
What do you think you need to work on?
Probably my footwork. I think I could be a little bit quicker.
And then what would you do differently?
Um,
I have tough questions, I know.
yeah. I think do differently. I think I transferred my sophomore year, or I guess going into my junior year, I transferred to the school Glacier Peak I'm at right now. I think I would have done that earlier. would have made a switch. So that's kind of my thing.
When did you start playing?
Playing just football in general.
Yeah, when did you start playing? Did you play in like a Pop Warner league, or did you
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Yeah,
get started in high school? Or
I played flag when I was little until like 89ers, and then so I started playing 8 or 9 years old. I started playing tackle.
okay, what do you have a program that you do outside of the football team, like during the summer? Is there a group of trainers or something that you work with that you'd like to talk about, and what is the kind of work and what kind of dedication do you put in?
Yeah, I train with Go For Sports, also known as FSP, in the off season, and they have a great group of trainers, all with tons of experience and tons of knowledge about the game. So I think that really set me up for success as well, because just they also have connections, of course, and I think learning from them with their knowledge, and they obviously have targeted training for a football player, someone in my position, has set me up really well and set my teammates up really well as well.
And what did you develop? What was the biggest thing that you developed or improved since joining them?
I think definitely probably my route running. My route running was something that I just hadn't worked on very much at all, and up until I had started working with them, and they caught me up to speed really quick with that.
Nice.
Okay.
Another question to honor Chris. How do you make the uncomfortable comfortable?
The uncomfortable comfortable. I think kind of have to stay poised. You just have to, even when I guess even like in the situation like with the lights, you have to kind of stay keep a level head and just stay locked in and kind of keep the focus on football.
Mm-hmm. And then how and then does that contribute to the mindset of game day? What is your mind like on game day?
I think we're all going out there. We all kind of lock each other in as well. We're all getting ready in the locker room. Of course, we got the music going, and we're all in our own little world for a little bit, I guess, before we go out there and getting ready. Definitely visualizing. We all do a lot of visualizing before the game, and we kind of go in the dark for a little bit and visualize. So I think that's really important too, is visualizing.
So you guys were used to the dark.
Yeah, exactly. Been ready for it.
Exactly. By the way, I'm pointing out is that our eyes are darting around sometimes because there's a fly.
And I want to smack it.
It
so
keeps
bad.
coming around here, so just wanted to point that out
Yeah.
really quick.
Sure.
So some of
I almost got
some of the fun parts that we've always heard is when we ask some of our interviews, like what kind of superstitions do you have? What are the things that you do that you seem, you have to do every game, right? Or you don't screw with a streak, so you never change what that is. What is it you do?
My mom and my dad always it started in COVID when they couldn't come to the games. They would write with Sharpie just their first initial on my wrist, and so ever since then we've been doing that. So we do that before every game.
That's
That's
awesome.
Really cool. Yeah.
So like how are you going to try and play that off at Washington State?
That's a good question. Yeah, I guess
you got to do something, right, to honor that. That's been a good thing for you.
I'll have to have them give me a set of gloves before the season or something with them already signed or something.
Yeah.
That's you can't mess with that.
Oh,
right?
That's
Because
really
they're
cool.
with you, and that's what's keeping you going. I mean, that's a big part of your superstitions and the things that help you go is sometimes that having that comfort, right? That's what the comfort is. They put the initials there. They're with you.
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then how have your parents contributed to your football career? Are they at every football game? Are they taking you early before school to run routes? How have they helped you with your football career?
Oh, well, there's no football career without them, obviously. They've spent countless hours driving me to practices, doing whatever. Obviously, it's not free either for all the stuff. So, I mean, yeah, they've been the biggest part of it for sure. And they've made a lot of sacrifices for it. And I'm forever grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. Right on. And who has been the most influential coach in your life? Who has taught you either the most or like the biggest lesson you've learned from them?
Probably my grandpa. My first coach was my grandpa. So when I was growing up, he was always my coach. And of course, he's got temper. He's got a little temper. So he was always on my butt trying to get me better. And I think that really pushed me and made me have kind of a hard head too. So I think that made me really coachable. And I think that is something that helped me a lot through playing my football career.
Nice.
So when you when you ramp this up, it's graduation day. You're going across you're going right across and you're shaking hands. You got that little diploma thing. You look out on all these new friends that you made coming over, to GP.
Yep.
What is in your mind?
I mean, I was welcome. I was very welcome there. It was a really good welcoming, and so I was grateful for all the kids on the team who welcomed me in, all the coaches, and then also all the people who don't have anything to do with football as well. I mean, they're really cool. Of course, everyone came up and introduced themselves and stuff. Administrators were really good about it, all the principals and stuff. So they've made me feel like it's home right away.
Nice. And then leaving Glacier Peak, what is the mark you want to leave on the football career? And what do you want to leave your legacy on that program?
I mean, of course, we want to go win a state championship this year for the first time. And I think we really want to keep building the culture there, keep building the leadership roles. And we got a new system this year with the offense and the defense. So I think kind of building that defense and helping out the younger guys kind of understand it and stuff like that will leave a good mark for them. So
awesome. And then leaving GP now at Washington State, what is the first step you want to take, and how do you want to make an impact for the Cougars day one?
I think I'll probably have to start out on special teams or whatever. So I think just flying around and trying to make people better at practice too. Practice is obviously really important. So I think just giving my all every day at practice and stuff like that will help just the team in general.
You know, I'm gonna add on to this is
Yeah.
that we have a thing that we are really developing called learning from greatness. You know, it's one of Kobe's 7 great things. It's something that we're bringing across as a coaching program. When you go to Washington State, there's people that are leading the way. They've gone, they're leaving, or they're there and they're going to be with you. How vital do you believe that learning from the greatness of the people in front of you is going to be to you?
Oh, 100%. It's really helpful to learn just from like the greatness I've been around at places like FSP or even just at my high school. People who have obviously my coaches have a lot more knowledge than me, a lot more experience than me, going to clinics and all that stuff like that. So I think learning from the people who have done it before you or are in it the same way as you, just a little bit ahead of you or whatever. I think definitely take coaching from them, ask them questions, just try and take it all in as much as you can from them. And of course, it can't do anything but help.
Trey, you're amazing.
Yeah.
We wanted an interview because we just were impressed the way you handled yourself on the field, off the field, and then what you're doing out there. So we're thankful that you were able to take the time to come with us and be interviewed by us on What Up Sports. We go get that state championship, keep that team mentality, because I know you dominate in a lot of ways, but you do bring, you guys are a team, and I love watching what you guys are doing. So go get that state championship, fight all the way. And thank you from our hearts for coming on, and What Up.
Appreciate you.
What up?